Hi, it's Stacy Rush with the Brenner Brief, and I am here with William Temple, and he is from the
Brunswick at Golden Isles and the Golden Isles Tea Party.
Okay, and can you tell us what brought you out here in Atlanta
Well,
today?
I'm outraged, Mum, at the IRS. They've been investigating and holding us up in getting our 501c4, whatever that is. They didn't have them in my day. But we're not going to tolerate the infernal robbery service taking our, holding us up from getting what everyone else gets.
Right.
And this is scandal now. And so the Obama administration, and I'm not sure whether that's a French name or not, but George Washington would not allow that man in the White House. Matter of fact, Obama would probably not allow George Washington in the White House. So we've got a conundrum. Who's going to win? The red states or the blue states?
Well, let me ask you this. How concerned were you that this type of thing was going on in politics and in the IRS before the Investigator General's report was made?
I believe, and we're now seeing this with the EPA. We didn't have one of those in my day either, but they also have been targeting conservative groups. So, if this was just one organization that was targeting conservative groups, maybe, just maybe, we might buy that it was some low-level people doing it.
Right.
But now we know that the Secretary of the Treasury knew about it earlier. That, matter of fact, the head counsel in the White House knew about it. And
What do you think the chances are that Obama did not know about it?
I think there's zil to nil. Nil to zil, or one of those.
One of those. Okay.
I don't think there's a chance in hell that Obama didn't know and wasn't behind pushing for targeting conservative groups. And one of the reasons we know that is because he was so upset with the Supreme Court back in 2010 and made a public show of his anger for allowing groups like ours to get 501c4s and so is it any wonder that investigations started? And like I said, if it only been the IRS, that'd be one thing. But now we find out that the EPA as well is targeting conservative groups. And I mean, when you target Billy Graham and Franklin Graham for giving donation to Romney, I was not for Romney. I was a Tea Party guy. I was for Michelle Bachmann and Herman Cain. But doggone it, don't go after Franklin Graham and Billy Graham. What did they ever do for you except pray for the government?
And what do you think we should do from this point on in the investigation? Do you think it's
Kick their butts from one end of the White House to the other and kick all of those in the Congress. Matter of fact, if it were in my day, with a 6% stamp and tea tax, we'd have fixed bayonets and driven all of them out of the House and the Senate.
And how important do you think the 2014 elections
Oh,
are?
they're
though?
great, because I'll tell you what's not going to happen. The House is not going to fall back into Nancy Pelosi's hand. The Obama administration, as Charles Krauthammer said, when an administration loses its credibility, it's awfully hard to get it back. Almost impossible. So if Charles Krauthammer understands it, Obama's agenda, his plan, is already stopped dead in its tracks. As a matter of fact, it stopped after he lost on every Second Amendment issue, abandoned by many of his own Democrats. And now his health care agenda is going nowhere because, as his own Democratic senator who helped write it said, it's a train wreck and everybody sees it coming. And you're seeing Democrats abandon it. So it looks good that we're going to take back the Senate. And so and now we also know that Chuck Schumer and several Democrats wrote a letter back in 2010 to have all of the conservative groups investigated. That just came out in the news yesterday. So this whole thing's falling apart for him. And he can stand there and claim that he's got 53% popularity, but his agenda is dead.
Well, thank you.